It up second, time off from the outsides coming across. Arrogant Lad fourth from Ludlam, Star of Windsor, and the Lancer taken back last. Inside the 1600 metres mark, and the leader is Silver Laddie. The Big Grey strode clear by a length on Air War, just tugging slightly for rain. They've gone out by 2.5 to time off, and Arrogant Lad outside of him. 2.5 Ludlam, Star of Windsor, and the Lancer last of all as they head down the back. The leader is Silver Laddie with the mouth ajar, leading by nearly 2 lengths on Air War. 3 lengths time off, 1 away Arrogant Lad sneaking up on the inside of the Woodlands horse. 1.5 to Star of Windsor, the old boy. Then came Ludlam, and 2 lengths away is the Lancer. Silver Laddie in front, and he's high balling coming off the back. 1,000 metres to go by 2 lengths on Air War. Air War's right on his tracks, and 3 lengths to time off. Arrogant Lad now shades him on the fence over Star of Windsor. Ludlam on the rail, and the Lancer still last. 7 lengths covers the field. Up by the 800 metres mark. Silver Laddie in front. Given a breather by 3/4 on Air War. Sheehan's got him close at hand. 2 lengths to time off. Arrogant Lad on the fence. 2 lengths to Ludlam. The old boy Star of Windsor around him, and the Lancer last as they approach the bend. 500 metres to go. Silver Laddie in front of Air War. 2-horse race on the corner. They're 3 lengths time off. Arrogant Lad dropped the bit from Ludlam. Then Star of Windsor and the Lancer last as they turn. Air War under his big weight hit the front from Silver Laddie and raced 1.5 lengths in front. 3 lengths to time off. Star of Windsor, the Lancer, Ludlam and Arrogant Lad. It's Air War in front. He's being nursed. Silver Laddie's coming back at the 200. He's 1.5 lengths in front of Silver Laddie. Then time off, but Air War shot clear. And Air War with 100 metres to go is 2 lengths Silver Laddie, who can do no more from time off. And Air War comes on for a well-deserved victory. 1.5 to Silver Laddie and 4 away time off. Then Star of Windsor, Arrogant Lad, Ludlam and the Lancer last in. Front runners controlling the race up front. And Air War, after sitting behind Silver Laddie and spotting him 3 kilograms in weight, has been able to quickly get past him at the 350. And he's raced away on the tote at 3:30 and 1:90 over Silver Laddie at 1:80 and no third for time off number 7, who's finished well back in 3rd position.
Well, there you go. And the winner is owned by Joe O'Gara, the man who brought Air de France, the sire of the winner, to his Tobermory studded Goulburn. Joe's had a few handy ones over the years, all racing in those very simple but conspicuous colours, red with the green shamrock. And there's a winning double for Justin Sheehan. Air War 3:30 and 1:90, Silver Laddie 1:80, time off no third tote, Quinella 4:70, Exacta 9:20, trifecta 38.90. Much has been written about Bede Murray's massive disappointment in having Universal Prince scratched from the Melbourne Cup. I guess Justin Sheehan fits into the same category, because he too had been looking forward to the experience for months and months, and it was a devastating blow for both trainer and jockey when the horse failed to make it on the first Tuesday in November.
Solid third favourite, Mouthwash 4th pick and easy. We need about 5 or 6 to move in now. Here's Rory's Jane coming up into the stalls in company with Mrs. Hollywood, the favourite on track, and the rank outsider move in together. Now this late rally of money coming for Susie Gray, who'd been easy right through betting until the last call, which has just come through now. But Rory's Jane is rather on-course favourite, and Susie Gray is the tote favourite. Ina's Treasure well in the market. Now moving in here, Noble Glow. Coming up with it as Reason to Talk. Susie Gray still away from the line with Emma Sensual, Captive Bird and Elmira. Previous race, comfortable win to Super Impressive, ridden by Patrick Payne. The second one by British Lion, very impressively in fast time, just a $10,000 purchase. She went through a fence and scarred her shin pretty badly apparently, and that was the reason she brought only $10,000 at the sales. The William Inglis is a possible target for British Lion after her victory today. And the first one by Easy Virtue, who's going for a spell. Nigel Blackiston was mentioning that a race like the Angus Brook in Adelaide in May may be a good target for Easy Virtue. Yeah, the race has run and won so far today. Susie Gray coming up into the gates now for Scott Seamer. Emma Sensual sporting a tongue tie today. Moving in, she will appreciate the firm track today. She won on this day 12 months ago. Captive Bird the Grey moved along, so the field is ready for the Ascot handicap. Set to go. Enos Treasure dived at the gates on the inside, and attendant settling it down. Kilrise has got disturbed in the stalls as well. Now they're away. Enos Treasure one of the first out with Captive Bird. Emma Sensual began fast. So did Kelrise, pushing through to the inside with Noble Glow. And Rory's Jane's going to settle about 5th or 6th. As they settle fully, Emma Sensual leads narrowly and out wide. Noble Glow boots up underneath her to go to the front now, and Kelrise eased back into 3rd. A length and a half Enos Treasure 4th, followed by Rory's Jane in the centre of a line of 3. Captive Bird are outside. Shannon Royale the rail. 2 lengths then Rustic Draw, followed by Elmira. Susie Gray's a fair way back, so is Mouthwash on the rails, being trailed by Reason to Talk and Mrs. Hollywood. Coming down the side, Noble Glow ahead in front of Emma Sensual. 2 lengths to Kelrise. 2 lengths Enos Treasure 4th, the inside of Captive Bird. 2 to Rory's Jane, followed by Shannon Royale Elmira. Couple of lengths away, Mouthwash, a long way from them on the inside. From Rustic Draw, Susie Gray spots them a tidy start. Reason to Talk on her outside, and then Mrs. Hollywood. Well in the straight, Noble Glow in front of Emma Sensual. Enos Treasure's got into the clear. Then Kelrise and Rory's Jane's pulled out wide to make a run at the 200 metres. It's Noble Glow in front of Enos Treasure, and Rory's Jane starting to stoke up in the last 100 now. She's coming very quickly with Susie Gray. Rory's Jane got to Enos Treasure. Susie Gray dives through, got there. What a win that. Susie Gray got up to beat Rory's Jane and Enos Treasure. Then clear of making some ground, Reason to Talk on the outside from Noble Glow. Then came Elmira, and she was trailed then by Shannon Royale, Kelrise, Rustic Draw, Captive Bird, Mrs. Hollywood, Emma Sensual and Mouthwash. Big performance there from Susie Gray. She was about 3rd last, 2nd last or so, turning into the straight. And it looked like Rory's Jane was the one that was coming with a winning run at the 200, but she's dived through Susie Gray, and she has won with a terrific finishing turn of foot. Trained by Alan Bailey, gives Alan 2 winners today from the 4 races decided, and ridden by Scott Seamer. She went up from the 55 she carried in the Greys race to 57.5 today. Gave them a tidy start, and in the end Scott was able to just sit up on her in the last tiny little bit. Took a narrow gap between Enos Treasure and Rory's Jane, about 100 out, and she's won that race very well. Her 6th victory in 15 outings now. She's also been placed on 6 other occasions. 3, Susie Gray first, round 381.70. Rory's Jane number 1 second, Reese McLeod and Grant Delzeal, and 5, Enos Treasure 3rd, Zach Purton and Ron Maund, 3, 1 and 5. Let's have a look at the gap that she's had to come through here. She's been weaving a passage between narrow gaps between horses. It's been a very gutsy, determined victory by this mare. Scott Seamer. The old saying, he could win on a broomstick. He really is flying. He's had a wonderful spring. 3, 1 and 5 it was on race number 4. Susie Gray, 380 and 170. Rory's Jane, $1.60. Enos Treasure paid $1.80. Quinella 7.10. Exacta 16 even. Trifecta 44.20. And the running double 2 and 3 paid $13.90. 3.15. A long neck by a half head with the margins. And that time 1:17.02. 1:17.02.
Okay, Greg, thank you. Yeah, that was a spectacular win to Susie Gray. And
Matthew joining us also. And they're about to move in. Locke is the favourite. He's very skinny on the tote. He has eased on track. He opened up similar to the tote at a very cramped price, but eased out to what I think is more a realistic quote. I don't think anyone was too keen to take $1.50. Winchell's been firm. Silver Truce has been rock solid in the betting. Kinmaro's eased out dramatically on track, and Lazaz has had good support at longer odds. Favourite on course is Locke, but he's better than the $1.70. Now here's Locke moving in. Winchell about to move up. And a final look down the tote board. Kinmaro $8.20, Locke $1.70, Silver Truce big overs $8.20, Bugle Boy $15.20, Lazaz $21, and Winchell at $6.20, Thunder Wind $13.40. Now Silver Truce about to be trotted up as he went to the starting gates with his stablemate Locke. You couldn't see Silver Truce, such as the height of Locke. He is a whopper. He's a very big horse, very similar to Holy Roller, and he takes a bit of winding up too. Now Silver Truce just pulling away. He's been very firm in the betting, Silver Truce. As I mentioned, Lock has eased out, black odds on track, and he's getting out on the tape to $1.70. Now Silver Truce just pulling away. Canterbury winner under lights and running third to Pompeii last time out. Had to be ridden a little upside down on that occasion. Waiting on Bugle Boy, who strung together a sequence of victories, Kimberley Grange and then to Warwick Farm, running down Captain Daylight. Lazaz yet to move in, the first starter. And he has had support, Lazaz. In fact, he's been very well tried on track. He just eased out a moment ago, but he's come back in. $21 on the tape, looking good. Lock is getting out to a more realistic quote at $1.80. Silver Truce, plenty of value on the TAB for him at $6.40, and also Lazaz at $21. Now, Silver Truce looks to have moved in. Corey Brown aboard. Weather conditions are absolutely marvellous, and they were correct with their track reading. They said track dead, and that's exactly what it is. They're running slow sectionals in the straight because they've got a pretty firm head breeze. Now here's Bugle Boy moving up. Larry Cassidy brings the Advanced Australia 3-year-old in, and they're all set for the running of the South Sydney Junior Rugby League Reed Constructions Handicap. Lock and the Cerise Jacket, the favourite, 180 on the tape. They're set to go, they balance up, and the starter hit the button, and Lazaz and Lock both slow to get going. Silver Truce and Winchell won the kick, and Winchell's going to drive through and lead Silver Truce. Bugle Boy and Thunder Wind near the fence, not far away. Lock is caught out wide from Ken Murrow, and Lazaz went out to last. 1,100 metres to go, and Winchell sped across, scraping paint leading the way. Silver Truce sitting up second, 3/4 to the filly Thunder Wind from Bugle Boy, Ken Murrow, Lock, and Lazaz tailing the field in 6 lengths away from Winchell. Winchell in front, running along at his own leisure, untested in the lead. By a length and a half, Silver Truce and Thunder Win. Moving up close now is Bugle Boy, only 4 off the lead. 2 lengths to Ken Murrow, back in the inside of the big horse Lock, and 2 lengths Lazaz. Coming up to the 650, Winchell in front and controlling Munce from the lead. By a length and a half on Silver Truce and Thunder Win on the inside. 1 away Bugle Boy, 2 lengths to Lock now, about to be livened up. 6 off the lead from Ken Murrow and Lazaz. Homeward bound on the swing, and Winchell will straighten up by a half length. Silver Truce under a grip, going after it from Thunder Wind, cutting back to the rail, and Bugle Boy 4 out. 2 lengths to Lock, he's flat, and here's Lazaz down the centre. They get to the 300 metres mark. Bugle Boy after Silver Truce. Thunder Wind the fence from Winchell, and Lazaz wide out, coming home well. Bugle Boy on the outside, in the inside Thunder Wind. Thunder Wind storm to the front from Bugle Boy and Lazaz. Thunder Wind in front, 50 to go from Bugle Boy, and Thunder Wind's too good. Thunder Wind 3/4, Bugle Boy, and 2 lengths to Lazaz. Then Silver Truce, Winchell, Ken Murrow, and Lock didn't fire one shot. He's finished last. Stand by for the numbers. Number 7, Thunder Wind, ridden by Robbie Brewer, prepared by Bob Thompson. The Dane Wind filly getting up on the fence at $12.20 and $4.30, and has proven too good for Bugle Boy. Number 4, Larry Cassidy at $4.10, and Lazaz putting in a bit of a run at the 300 metres mark, back in 3rd spot in front of Silver Truce, who looks to have got 4th position. We stand by for the numbers to be confirmed. 1:23.93 is the time. 1:23.93 is the time recorded by the winner. And Thunder Wind not going around any runners. She stayed on the fence, pushing through, and has broken her maiden status at start number 8, winning it by about 3/4 of a length from Bugle Boy, who was 4 deep around the bend, giving chase, coming with a well-timed run. Larry Cassidy, Jim Lee, and Lazaz, a good performance first up at his debut, Mark de Montfort and Tim Donnelly.
Well, Thunder Wind was the only maiden in the field, winless in a 7-start career before today. His breath about the fly. All right, ready to go in the Eclipse Stakes at Sandown, with Fields of Omar favourite in a wide betting race ahead of Tickle My and Calm Smitzer. Here's Greg.
Gate starting to fill. Here's Calm Smitzer now coming up. Fields of Omar coming in for late support on track is now the favourite. Tickle My had been the favourite for much of betting, but Fields of Omar now top pick. Here's Fields of Omar coming in now. He's got a picket fence next to his name, and this is his toughest test. Tiger's Eye about to move along. He threw Luke Carry off coming onto the track, but no harm done. Nearly ready. El Tiro's moved up into her position next to Tiger's Eye and backed out of line again. Adolescence belongs in that gate. That's the reason why. So here's Adolescence now going in next to Tiger's Eye. El Tiro to get set. And Weasel Will has the outside barrier for the Group 3 Eclipse. Fields of Omar, top pick. Tickle My, second elect. And Calm Smarcher, the easing third favourite. So Weasel Will completed the lineup and they're set to go. Racing. Fields of Omar jumped okay over near the outside and Tickle My began well, so did Piper Star and El Caballo. Going forward early is a Quiver trying to find the lead, and El Tiro and Tiger's Eye coming across from outside barriers. It's a Quiver narrowly from Piper Star down past the judge. El Tiro deep out about 4 or 5 wide by the 1800. Tiger's Eye just on the inside of her, trailed by El Caballo, Frere Jacques, Citrus Prince on the rails. Then Typhoon, Thong Classic out a little wide as they leave the straight, and they're being trailed by Even Sam on the rail. Adolescence is trapped deep as they enter the back straight now around Tickle My and Fields of Omar. The favourites race together. 3 lengths then to Weasel Will, Calm Smarcher and Burley's 2 lengths away. Into the back by the 1400 and a Quiver went out with a lead of about 4 lengths. El Tiro's holding down second position on the inside of Piper Star. Tiger's Eyes in fourth on the outside of Frere Jacques. Another 2.5 lengths Citrus Prince, El Caballo. 2 lengths to Thong Classic, caught 3 wide around Typhoon, Even Sam. The pace slackening right off now. Going forward, Adolescence is caught deep from Tickle My, and they're trailed then by Weasel Will. To the tail end of the field is Calm Smarcher in company there with Burley amongst the rear of the field going past the 1,000-metre mark. And the leader is a Quiver by 2 lengths. Piper Star is second. On the inside is El Tiro. Tiger's Eye in fourth, placing from Frere Jacques. A length behind these El Caballo. 1 away to Citrus Prince on the rail, followed then by Thong Classic outside Typhoon, who's in the centre. A length and a half further back in the field then came Adolescence, travelling 3 deep. Tickle My in the centre and Even Sam on the rail. 1.5 to Fields of Omar. He's got 3 behind him coming up towards the turn. There Calm Smarcher on the rail. Weasel Will and Burley. Into the straight they race now. It's a Quiver narrowly from Piper Star, Tiger's Eye and El Caballo with the run. El Tiro's coming through on the inside and wider out on the track. Then came Thong Classic, Citrus Prince coming towards the 200. Then Fields of Omar getting into the clear at the 200 now, and Piper Star and a Quiver together. Fields of Omar and Thong Classic are coming down the outside. Fields of Omar race to the lead now. He's taken the front, and Fields of Omar from Thong Classic, and third a Quiver. Then came Adolescence, trailed by Piper Star. Weasel Will, Tickle My didn't come on with it. Just behind these are Typhoon and El Caballo, followed by Even Sam. And then came Citrus Prince and Burley, Calm Smarcher towards the tail of Tiger's Eye. Back there was El Tiro and Frere Jacques.
Well, it's been a wonderful 24 hours for Greg Childs. A successful appeal against his disqualification yesterday in Singapore, and a win in the Eclipse Stakes today at Sandown on Fields of Omar. $5 and $2.20, Thong Classic $2.90, a Quiver at $5.40. We're going to the Ascot Racecourse in Perth, and who do you think has turned up at Ascot? None other than Hilton Donaldson.
Thanks, John. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon, viewers. The runners are at the barrier for the first event, the Hahn Premium. It's a beautiful day.
Greg Childs, $5 and $2.20. Thong Classic got second, $2.90. A Quiver third, tried to lead all the way at $5.40. Quinella, $17.30. Exacta, $57.90. And Trifecta, I missed it, $516. To Ascot.
Pulling them in. And Trinity College is the first one to move up. She's been racing in terrific form after that poor performance at Rosehill when she over-raced. And then they took the blinkers off and she put it all together with wins at Rosehill and Warwick Farm. Mobile Hostess failed to stay, I thought, the 1,800 metres the other day. But her all-weather track form is very, very good. Now Gallant Pride moves in and takes up its gate position. Hilton's Girl about to move in. Corelli coming up, stepping up to the 1,800 metres. All of the other runners are standing up well. Trinity College $1.90, Abeille Hostess $3.20. Step at $8.20 and Corelli at $9.70. Gallant Pride $13.40. Hilton's Girl at $19.40. Now Abeille Hostess coming in. And we're just about set to see action for the running of the Clubs New South Wales Club Keno Cup. Chris Muntz bringing the Zabeel mare forward. Abeille Hostess moves in and the red light flashing away, signifying we're right on start time. They're set to go. Step just wanting to toss ahead. One from the outside. The gates open and Gallant Pride was the first to begin. Landed a clear length in front of Trinity College, but the pace from out wide is a Beale Hostess who's going to rush up and stamped urgent swoop to the lead. Race clear by 2.5 lengths on Step and Gallant Pride. Corelli ridden back outside of Trinity College and 2 lengths to Wilton's Girl. Down the back, racing to the 1,500 metres mark, and a Beale Hostess settling well in front, leading by 2 lengths on Step. One away, Gallant Pride, then came Corelli, Trinity College, and a length away, Elton's Girl. Halfway along the back, and still the leader is a Beale Hostess. She's bowling clear by 1.5 on Step, just wanting to go a touch keenly. Gallant Pride box seats on the rail. Corelli the grey at her flanks. One away, Trinity College, and she's 4 to 5 off the lead and 3/4 to Elton's Girl. No change whatsoever coming off the back up to the 1,000. A Beale Hostess is now fired up. She had the mouth wide open there, just tugging against Munce at the moment, leading by 1.5 on Step. Similar margin, Gallant Pride, Corelli, and 2 lengths away, Trinity College on the inside of Elton's Girl. Up by the 800 metres mark, and still the leader is a Beale's Angel in front, only going at about a reasonable clip. She leads the way by about 1/2 to 3/4 on Step, and here's a move, Elton's Girl going up, and a length away on the fence, Gallant Pride. They were followed by Trinity College in traffic. Around it, Corelli as they come to the bend. A Beale Hostess got away on the corner and slipped them. She raced 3 lengths in front of Step. Gallant Pride on the fence. Trinity College into the daylight now. They were followed by Corelli and Elton's Girl. A Beale Hostess at the 300, leading by 2.5 lengths on Step. Under a big weight, Trinity College taking a while to pick up from Gallant Pride and Corelli. A Beale Hostess still in front, leading by 2.5 lengths on Step. Trinity College, Gallant Pride, and then Corelli. There's no dangers at the moment. A Beale Hostess is going great gun. She's got it won. A Beale Hostess streaking away, and she won it well. Very tight second. Gallant Pride or Trinity College, a lip in it. Step fourth from Elton's Girl, and Corelli last in. Taken straight to the front of Beale Hostess by Chris Munce, and no one really put any pressure on her. And she was able to kick away at the top of the straight, slip them on the corner. Got 2.5 to 3 in front, and at $3 and $1.90 has raced home to win it and win it well. Pretty tight second. Gallant Pride's kicked on the fence at $4.10, just as Trinity College looked like it was going to possibly get second. It's in the photo at $1.30. The judge will call for the camera with Step in 4th position, little between 2nd and 3rd. That's very tight. A Beale Hostess backing up after her run at Rosehill when she failed chasing a hot speed behind DeMiro, and today she was able to go to the front and control the pace of the race for Chris Munce. Just at one stage, racing up to about the 1,000 metres mark, just for a fraction of a stride or two, she wanted to over race, but Munce was able to bring her back underneath him, and the Zabeel mare has come on for a good victory. 150.70 is the time. 150.70. The track record is 148.91 to Restless. Judge having a good look at the photos, 2nd and 3rd. There's nothing between Trinity College and also Gallant Pride, but Trinity College has got 2nd. Larry Cassidy number 2, and Gallant Pride number 4. Hugh Bowman 3rd. 4th position goes to number 6, and that is Step. 3, 2, 4 and 6 have been confirmed by the judge. The TAB information, the winner of the race, a Beale Hostess at $3, $1.90. 2 Trinity College at $1.30, and no 3rd for Gallant Pride. Vanilla $2.90, Exacta $5.30, Trifecta $37.20, and the first 4 $82.10. 4th position going to Step. Elton's Girl made a bit of a bid coming to the corner. Corelli loomed up for a chance of a drum at about the 250 metres mark, but at her first run at the 1,800 metres, she's petered out of steam over the concluding stages. Here's the winner coming back to scale now, a Beale Hostess, and she loves this track. She's had 3 runs here for a win and a very good 3rd against welter opposition going back a couple of runs ago. A 4-year-old bay mare by Zabeel out of the good mare Fickle Hostess, raced by Harry Truscott and also Mrs. J.V. Denham, trained by Jack Denham and ridden by Chris Munce.
Right, Terry, thanks. And the winner carries the Truscott Toyota colours. Wally Truscott's very famous green, pink diamonds, white cap. And, gee, Wally's had some nice horses. The most memorable being Ricochet, whose wins included an Epsom handicap at Randwick one day in easy fashion. Now, Victoria Park, race 5, and here is the market. Number 1, Saluted, $10. 2 is out, Senesi, 9.
They do dominate the race, the pair of them. They're a long way clear to the next, Raptor, and then Skill. Now they're nearly ready. Swing a Deal out behind the gates will be the last to move up into the gates. Fields of Omar beating Thong Classic in the Carlton Draft Eclipse, and both of them going out for short spells. All in now, set to go. Post has the inside. They're away. He jumped well in Costa Legend, looked to knuckle a little, and soon after the jump, dropping out to the tail of the field was Danewich, and it's Post leading early from Raptor, Red Edition, and in Costa Legend, caught a little wide there. Just behind them, fifth placing held by Stacks on the Mill, and then 2 lengths to Skill over on the outside from Pirouettes. Trailed by Twiggham, and they're trailed by Danewich, who's next to last, and last of all to Swing a Deal. At the 1,000 metres and Post narrowly from Red Edition. 2 lengths away, Stacks on the Mill on the inside of Raptor and Costa Legend 3 wide. 1 to Pirouettes in the orange colours, followed by Twiggham, and then Skill, trailed by Danewich on the rails, and Swing a Deal. Coming off the back, and Post controlling the tempo, a little over a length, just quickening it up, coming down the hill a bit. 3/4 to Red Edition, a length in Costa Legend. Stacks on the Mill, 4th on the rail, followed by Raptor as they came down towards the turn. Twiggham improving 3 deep. Pirouettes awkwardly placed on the rail, followed by Skill, Swing a Deal, and Danewich last as they swing the corner. And it's Post in front. He's had it his own way, and now he's asked to do something, and he kicked away on Red Edition. Pirouettes making some ground on the rail. Wider out, Stacks on the Mill. In Costa Legend's had enough, and then Twiggham. At the 200 metres, it's Post in front. He's a length clear. Pirouettes is seeing daylight and pouncing. At the 200, it's Post in front. Pirouettes comes at it hard. Pirouettes took the lead now from Post, drew a half in front, and Pirouettes went on to win by a length and a half to Danewich getting up for second. Post might just hold third from Stacks on the Mill. Then Skill, Twiggham, followed by Raptor. He was trailed further back then by In Costa Legend, and well back in the field was Swing a Deal towards the tail end, and Red Editions dropped out to finish last of all.
Well, the royally bred Post will be lucky here to hold down third. Very little in it, with Stacks on the Mill flashing up wide out. Well, what a good performance from a little mare called Pirouettes. Racing colts in the main. Only a little filly by Danehill Dancer. She's trained by Bobby Pearce and ran a terrific race in the listed Mercedes at Sandown last Saturday, beaten just over a length by Vignette. She backed up and rallied under pressure to score a gutsy win. And well done, Bobby Pearce. $2.90 and $1.30 for Pirouettes. Yes, Post will just hang on to third there ahead of Stacks on the Mill. Pirouettes $2.90, $1.30. Danewich $2.90 and Post $1.50. Now race 2 at Ascot, 2 minutes away. The fancied ones: Desert Dream $13, Rustic Cloud $15, Crown High $18, Mighty Chimes $26, with a very strong pool, 231,000. Terry, how did Road to Dance look?
Yeah, Tappy, he looked quite well. Couldn't fold him in the mounting yard. He might just be a little bit on the light side, but no, I don't think you could be too critical on him. He looked quite well in the yard. John, nice and bright going to the start. And it's just a matter of whether he can reproduce his form that he showed in Melbourne. He had form around Gordo. I think he'd be backing Gordo into a pretty short quote to win this race, but he's coming back. He's on a 7-day back up after coming all the way from Melbourne after having a pretty tough run in the Sandown Guineas. He's dropping back in distance, and he's got 59.